King Jesus, I know you'll hear me when I pray. But well, King Jesus, I know you'll hear me when I pray. Lord, I'm down and in trouble. Lord, send an angel by my way.
Alrighty, so some more. I ain't done nothing since I quit the last video. So, anyway, you know, on my Bible study video, I talked about your mind and stuff. And I think it's Deuteronomy 30:19, or it's 19:30. I'll put it on here. Talks about, well, that didn't work. Talks about you being a book. I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Okay? You are a book. Okay? Now let's look at Old and New Testament. You got two lungs. You got right and left. You got two eyes. Can you see where I'm coming from? Old and new. If you look at your DNA or your blood cells, how they spiral around, it looks like a ladder. It looks like pages of a book. Let's see, what else is there? Your heart have 4 vials: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Let's see if I can remember whatever else there was. But if you look at the way your, I guess you call it anatomy, how you are built, you're built like the Bible. And it has good and bad in it. You have good and bad in it. That's like, let's talk about Joseph. People say, Joseph is like, God, Jesus. No, if you go and you actually read what it actually says, it's more giving you a picture of the Antichrist. Really, think about this. Would God want to take your land for a king gain? No. God tells you to go get land. God tells you to make sure you have an inheritance for your children. Would God take away from you? Take away from you. And that's what He did. They didn't buy all that food from those people. They took it. Okay? They took it, and then when they were down on their luck, or luck, no, not luck, when they were down and they had nothing to eat, He sold it back to them and gave everything to Pharaoh. So how can that be a picture of God? No. God went through him to show them how man really is and what is to come. Look at money now. Money is not real. Talked about the Federal Reserve. There's nothing federal about it. It has nothing to do with the government. Money is factitious. Factitious means not real. Okay? Check these things out. Check them out. Satan comes in, kill, steal, and destroy, and that's exactly what he's doing to my home. He's coming in, steal, kill, and destroying, even if it is through a child. You are born in sin. And from what she says, her dad, grandpa, one of hers that was close to her is a Freemason. Talk about how he, when he died, how they came in there and nobody was allowed in there whenever the Freemasons was in there and all. So let's go back and let's look at what I read out of the Ten Commandments yesterday. You are cursed with a curse, with the fourth and fifth generations to hate me. Okay? Can you see me? Let's see if you can see me. Yeah, you can see me. We're going to turn you back around here a little bit more. So, I can see, instead of Amanda turning, she knows about God, but she doesn't acknowledge God. Okay? She knows about him, but she doesn't acknowledge him. You have to acknowledge God. You need to have a personal relationship with him. You have a personal relationship with your husband and wife and your children. You should. A personal relationship. If they are willing. Okay? My child is willing to set it all aside for a woman that wants to get rid of her child. Alright, I got somebody here. We'll be back in a minute. Right. I have this big needle that I had white thread on. I'm not going to worry about how this quilt looks, because the looks is not what I'm after here. So all I'm going to do is just start going in this like this and making some stitches to keep the batting in its place right here in this big old thing here. It's not going to be pretty, that's for sure. It's going to be far from being pretty. But it will be usable to put on my bed for my dogs again. And that's all I'm worried about. Let's try this again. Make sure I get all three layers. You know. Well, they're sitting out there in the truck. They don't have Emmy with them. I don't know what they done with her. And I didn't even ask them. I went out there, and I knocked on the window. She rolled it down, I said, what's going on? Oh, we're sitting out here talking on the phone. And that's it. I was standing out there in the rain. I thought, I said, well, I'm going in. Out of the rain. It's like, they pretty well much ignored me. I might be in your way. I kind of can't help that right now. There we go. And I may have to get some more thread because I'm running out of this one. But all this right here is to keep the biting in. You know. I mean, this right here was a pretty quilt when I first made it. But over the years and dogs, it most definitely had its toll. And it didn't win. It did not win. So now I need to get some more thread. And you know what? I got some of this blue thread over here that I did on that thing. And it didn't work out. So guess what? It's going to get used now. Because this one right here is just, this right here is going to be a catch-all quilt. We have to change the name of it, which I don't even remember the name of this one. But I know it has stars all over it. And all that good stuff. You know. If I have curtains, and if you notice they're hanging up on my windows now. I had to take those curtains down because they were so dirty. You wouldn't believe how dirty they was. And it doesn't seem like it's been that long ago that I changed all of my curtains. I made the ones that were up there, like it looked like a Roman shade. And but look at this right here. There we go. Throw it towards my basket. But anyway, we can make this work, and we're going to. Yeah, things are changing now. So if I can't get that down there, make a couple more stitches. Make it easier on me. There we go. Take it in. I'm just making one great big old huge square right here. Now you watch this right here turn out to be a pretty quilt, even though I am doing what I'm doing to it. It'll be a pretty quilt. But you know why? Because all quilts are pretty. It doesn't matter how they look. But this is old and new. So it may last a while, it may not last too long. You know. So, I don't know if I mentioned to you guys that we think they sold the house or not. Because there was a termite man who came here, and he asked him, are you the buyer or the seller? Rick said, no, I'm the renter. So, we don't know if what is going on there. Okay. Now then, we have this spot right here. It's right here. I wonder, I think I'll do it that way. Okay. I'll cut it right here. There we go. Maybe not. Alright, let's see what we can do about this spot right here. About putting something there. Even if it's 2 or 3 pieces we have to put together. Let's look at this. If we put two of these together right here. Well, I don't see one on. Alright, and we'll take this over to the sewing machine. Alright, may have to cut down that batting some, but let's go iron it now. I'm just going to turn it in just enough to make it work. Hopefully it'll turn out okay. We'll find out, won't we? Let me cut some of that bulk off that's on that thing. There's a lot of bulk right here. There we go. How about right here? Yeah, cut it off. A little bit of it. And get rid of some of that bulk. Alrighty, that all, I'm going to have to do some practicing, some work on it to see what I can do to make it work. And so I'm gonna have to play with it. I'm gonna have to do some playing with it. Alright, we're gonna slap this one right here. Yeah, I think we'll slap that one right there. Let's get our batting down a little bit more. And down. Right there. There we go. Now then, let's see if we can't line it up and start sewing it down. Trying to get some more done. Well, those two blocks don't look too bad together, do they? They're two different sizes, as you can tell, but it really don't matter. I mean, they still look good together. Alrighty, I'm going to sew this, and I'm going to do a few more, then we'll come back and take a look at it. A little spot that I need to work on. These are pins that the heads have come off. These pins, let me find it, right here, the heads come off of them. So, I use them for my ironing. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to pin it down. Okay. Straighten it up. So, let's start my next one. I'm going to turn this one over. Pin it down. Then I'm going to pin this one down. Over here, we're going to turn this one, pin it down. To where it's like that. Okay. So if you got one that's in trouble right there, we're going to pin it down. Okay? Then we're going to lay her down. We're going to take our iron, put it right on top of it, and we're going to iron it down. Now, if you want to, you turn it over very carefully because those pins are going to be really hot. Okay? Until you get them done. Then when it cools down, because it's hot, then you can take your pins off. And believe you me, those little things are hot. You don't want to touch them right now. Let them cool down. Alright, so I'm going to show you where I want to put this one at. Block here, I have this right here that's splitting up here. So I don't need no batting because there's batting underneath there. There's batting on that. So now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it right there to cover that spot. So when I get that done, then we'll be back. Maybe this might be maybe long enough, so it may be on the next tutorial.